Welcome to NOLA.com. Larry Holder, Jeff Duncan here with you at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. As the Saints fail to get to above 500, they lose to the Tennessee Titans 34-28 in overtime. And it's the same old scenario. Games are tight. This time they're going up against a bad team. Gave the bad team hope.
Confidence, yep.
They were able to get back into this game. And they kind of lived by the sword, died by the sword, where you get into these games, you're not going to win them all. And it's basically the formula for meandering around the schedule and staying 500, and the Saints are now 4-5.
Yeah, I thought, Larry, that the Saints had a chance to step on their throat in this game early on. They really had the Titans back on their heels. This is a team, like you said, that's only won one game coming into this week and playing a lot of young players with an interim head coach. Clearly was going to be lacking confidence. Saints come out, scored really quickly on them, and then they have a chance to really put them away, I think, early on, and they fumble a punt, and they give this team a little life. And like you said, they got some confidence, and then they started, you could see it on the field. Their body language was much better than the Saints. They had more energy, and they just, I think, frankly, wanted this game more. It just seemed like at some point they said, you know what, if you're not going to win this game, we'll take it from you.
Right, and of course, they had an interim head coach with Mike Mularkey first game, Marcus Mariota his first game back, and he was regressing, and obviously that's why they made the coaching change. But he looked like a new man. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks. The Saints really had no pressure on them. And the Titans, they're not known for running the football either. They ran through the Saints a good bit. So really, defensively, overall, just not a very good effort. And it kind of got glossed over last week. But I think that's the defense. I mean, they just cannot get the job done on a regular basis.
Inconsistent, clearly, and they took a step back today. I mean, here's some numbers for you. 3 different Titans with career highs today. Obviously, Mariota had 371 yards passing. I mean, he matched Drew Brees, who had a good game, but he matched him pass for pass, 4 touchdown passes. Antonio Andrews, who's an undrafted rookie running back, runs for 88 yards. And then Dorial Green-Beckham, rookie wide receiver, done nothing almost all season long, catches 5 balls for 77 yards. Delaney Walker with a big game. This Saints defense really struggles at critical times. 3rd downs, they can't get off the field. And today they made no plays, and, no sacks, no takeaways except for 1 takeaway right in the goal line. So yeah, they really took a step back, and at a time when they couldn't afford to.
And offensively, it's not like they can carry the load every week. I think last week was just basically a 1-week show where the Saints could score at will, because Saints put up 3 touchdowns in their first handful of possessions and only get 1 the rest of the way. And that's the Saints' offense week in and week out is going to lack that consistency as well. The running game was nowhere to be found either today.
Yeah, and that was a good front 7 by Tennessee. I think they dominated up front. And we hadn't seen that from the Saints' offensive line. Been playing well, and they really struggled today. And it wasn't a good day also for the special teams.
Right.
We mentioned Murphy's fumble. Kai Forbath missed a chance to win the game with a field goal, a makeable field goal late. And we're not sure what happened with that, if there was a hold or snap. But that was a big disappointment for Sean Payton. That's the thing he harped on most after the game. So, yeah, just really nothing to hang your hat on at all other than Drew Brees passing today.
And look, now the Saints back in the hole. Look, they were climbing out of the hole. Now they're back in it. 4-5. They go on the road to Washington. And the basis of my column toward the end, I said last week we're thinking, oh, they can beat the Titans, and then they could beat Washington and maybe beat Houston. And now you see what they can do out here. Maybe you figure, well, we've seen them go 4-4, lose 3 in a row in previous seasons. Why couldn't they lose at Washington? Why couldn't they lose at Houston? I mean, because the Saints, you just don't know what you're going to get every week.
I don't know about you, and I think you and I both felt the same way. Like, this is a game that had the trappings of maybe a letdown game, but I still thought they were past losing a game like this. And even during the game, I felt like at some point they were going to put it together and win it, and they had a chance to there at the end. So this was a definite letdown, because now you've got to go on the road against 2 teams that are still kind of in it a little bit, and they're going to be motivated to win. And you can play a lot better than you did today and still maybe lose these games. So, yeah, they're in real trouble.
Yeah, I don't think this was necessarily a trap game, because I don't think the Saints are good enough to be trapped. I just don't think they're good enough, period, to beat anyone on any given Sunday, because they can have poor performances offensively, defensively, special teams. You just never know what you're going to get each week.
Yeah, they just really seem to be lifeless on the field compared to a week ago, and that's natural. But you could see it when you start losing both lines of scrimmage the way they did today. To me, that's a real indicator that you're not into the game. And I thought today Tennessee dominated the lines on both sides of the ball.
Well, the Saints will go back to the drawing board. They'll head to Washington next week and maybe get back to 500. We're going to be playing this game, seems like, the rest of the season. So for Larry Holder, for Jeff Duncan, thanks for joining us at NOLA.com. And check out all of our coverage of all things Saints at NOLA.com, and, of course, in our print editions of Times-Picayune. Once again, thanks for joining us.